And we welcome you to Nashville Super Speedway for the running of the Emsea the Fool 200. Live here on JCTV for the Blazer Sim Racing Grid Network Truck Series, season number 8. Been a while since I've been here, as there was a couple week break, and then I was busy last week. Michael Kruger, of course, taking the win last week. But right now, we've got Micah Walls, so far the fastest of our qualifiers, a 30.098. Minute 50 left in qualifying. But before we get any further, I'm Joshua Copperl, and I am joined, as always, by Olivia. How you doing? Well, Olivia Hayward, actually. Let's go ahead and say her name. How you doing, Olivia?
I'm doing well. It was a fun race last time out. A nice long green flag run at what was quite a tricky track in terms of conditions. A lot cooler here tonight, but of course, the concrete surface of Nashville Super Speedway, one of only 3 tracks in the NASCAR calendar that has such a surface, it's going to cause just as much tyre wear. And so Michael Kruger, who ran that tyre wear to the second consecutive win last week, might be a good shout to go for a three-peat, as he was 11th fastest on lap number 1, but I believe some drivers may find a bit more pace on lap number 2 here.
Let's see what Michael Kruger is able to do. Lap number 2. Not a lot of time left in qualifying, but he doesn't need much more time as he's on the front straightaway. Going to cut the apron a little bit. Kruger goes top of the board.
Sometimes we get a taste of winning, you just can't stop, and
oh my goodness,
it does seem like Kruger right now wants to keep this one rolling all the way through the season.
And Justin Rand, 4/1000ths of a second off of Michael Kruger's time for the pole. Wow. So, yeah, Michael Kruger, he is going to start P1. Great way to try to go for that three-peat. So let's go ahead and take a look at our starting lineup here tonight for the Emsea the Fool 200. Michael Kruger starts on the pole. Justin Rand will start second. Michael Walls will start third. Rivers Jones in fourth. Justin Rott will start fifth. Cameron Caldwell in sixth. Seventh place, William Kempf. Tristan Maher in eighth. Ninth place, it's Jamie Wright and Alonso Chicano. A couple of strong finishes in a row. Will start in 10th position.
We've got Fidel Fabian starting 11th alongside Cody Goza, Alex Kerfer and Travis Van Oostendorp on road number 7, with Gabe Zola and Paul Sathmarie on road number 8 behind. Then it's Ryan Bodie, Levi Poland, Lyndon Bingaman, and Cody McCorkle rounding out your top 20.
21st is going to be Philip Scott, Aaron Von Druska in 22nd. 23rd, Troy Sand. David Arand will start in 24th, rather. Bailey Thompson starts 25th. Stephen Thornton, 26th. And that's it. 26 trucks make up the grid here tonight from Nashville. And you mentioned being one of only 3 tracks that have a concrete surface. And what makes this one unique is the fact that it is not a short track. Actually, literally, I just got done broadcasting at Dover like a minute ago. Another one of the concrete surfaces, which that one is 1 mile in length. Nashville Super Speedway, 1.3 miles. And it's got a curved front stretch, which makes it different from the other 2 as well. Of course, Bristol being the other one. Kruger, he's kind of the king of these concrete tracks. Always seems to run up front. Of course, has the pole, so we'll see what Kruger is able to do. But we got time. Olivia, who is your pick to win?
I mean, I already hyped it up before you even took the pole position. I'm going to have to stick with my guns here and say Kruger. It's the tyre wear really more than anything where he's really excelled, and I do think this track will be no different. So give me the number 42 to maybe go 3 in a row.
I hate that you picked him, but it's a smart pick. It really is. I mean, Michael Kruger, he's my buddy. I know he likes these kind of racetracks, and I think he could easily get it done as well. But since I'm not going to pick the same person you pick, I'm going to go with another driver that is really good anywhere you put him. Actually going to start in third, Micah Walls. I personally think that if anybody is going to beat Kruger, Walls is going to be the one to do it.
Well, we're about to find out. 200 miles of racing here in Nashville.
And the pace car is into the safety of pit road. Michael Kruger going to lead us to green with Justin Rand to his outside. The green flag is out. Here we go, 150 laps around this track. Already, Cameron Caldwell moving out of line, that 12 machine. Oh, goodness.
This is a swarm down the back straightaway. Still 2x2 here.
What? I think there was some contact.
Oh.
There are some slow trucks.
Oh, it was Paul Sathmery getting loose through turn number 2 and just clips, it looks like, Levi Paul. And David Durand as well. But light contact, hopefully everyone mostly okay through it, and everyone stayed pointed in the right direction. And you see the truck loose up front. There's the shot to the door of Poland. And the left front bodywork definitely a little bit indented there right now. We stayed green here on lap number 3 of 150. Remember, points paid out for the first stage on lap 38 here. But we're going to keep it rolling. And if no one wins out a caution, which we have seen once this season at the stage, to be fair, we're just going to keep it going straight into the rest of the race.
That's something that we still got to get used to, is no caution coming out for the stage. Oh, we got one going to be sideways. Rivers Jones keeps it going straight. Going to lose a ton of positions. He was 5th. All the way back to 15th now for that 18 of Rivers Jones.
I know it was, I think, multiple pieces of contact there, maybe. We had Wright getting to the back of 10th and then Caldwell. But at a very similar time, just shoot for the inside of Jones and maybe a little bit of netcode helping out and sliding both trucks around. Both drivers doing a great job to save it, but those tyres are really not going to be happy right now.
No, not at all. And we talked already a couple times about concrete surface. Yeah, it just means it's going to wear your tires even more. You slide like that, good luck.
Yeah, it's very tough. And again, the timing of this race going sunset into the night is going to help out a little bit. Surface temp right around 80 Fahrenheit right now. But the surface itself is not going to be forgiving regardless of the temperature. And for those drivers that have had those few instants, it'll be tricky. And as we said, no stage. That means that won't bail them out at the end of lap 38. We saw a cycle with 2 green flag stops last week because the stage ran through and extended the run a little bit. If you're in that spot again here, you're going to really struggle on those flat-spotted tyres potentially as we get into the rest of the race.
Justin Rand underneath Justin Rott, trying to get 3rd place back. Rott doing a great job holding on that outside. Those two super close, and we know there's no love lost between them. Those drivers have had so many run-ins. Justin and Justin show has been something to watch over the last few seasons. As Duran still underneath Rod, who catches the wall, and they make a little bit of contact. Duran saves it. Going to lose a couple positions as a result here. And I can already imagine that that driver of the 5, he is not going to be happy about that.
Yeah, getting ejected down onto the apron there, which is something I did want to talk about. We mentioned this track is concrete. Not all of it. The apron and, of course, the way on and off pit road. That is still asphalt, and so it's what discourages drivers from going down to the apron. It's a big change in surface condition, and it can unsettle the truck, and so Duran sort of being shoved down there very suddenly did a great job holding onto it and keeping us going.
Oh yeah, did a great job for sure. And lost a couple positions down to 6th place. Was able to find a hole in between Wright and Kerfan. Kerfan, a teammate of Justin Durand. But Michael Walls reeling in Michael Kruger. Right now, everybody single file. But see Kruger taking a much shallower exit where Walls is really getting close to that wall. A lot sooner than Kruger is. Have to see if that really benefits Kruger any by staying lower.
There's, of course, a lot of pressure right now from those two GOAT racing trucks behind. I know that a lot of alliances are formed even between teams in this series, but when you see two trucks behind you and they look basically identical in the rearview mirror, it's never a good feeling, because you know they're gonna try and do something to get around and use the numbers game as an advantage.
Yeah, for sure. And Kruger knows the teammates here. Kruger knows that those two are going to work together. But the one thing is, Cameron Caldwell behind him. They're not. Kruger and Caldwell are not exactly teammates, but you could call it an alliance. Walls going to take a peek to the inside of Kruger. Michael Walls wants the race lead, and not clear. Kruger going to have the run on the outside line down the back straightaway. Say still side by side entering turns 3 through 4. Kruger going to clear Michael Walls and still hold on to this race lead.
And that's a great move from Kruger to defend there through 3 and 4. The low side, very much the rubbed-in surface here. So you want to try and stay there when you can, but just catching the very edge of that groove and using it to propel the truck around and carry the momentum through 3 and 4. He's going to have to do it again here, maybe. No, can just about clear walls and slide down. But this is a great battle that's brewing here on lap number 15 of the race.
Yeah, it is. Kruger holding on so far. A couple of attempts from Michael Walls to get around Kruger for that race lead. Justin Rott fading back just a little bit. And then you've got 4 trucks under a blanket from Caldwell, Wright, Justin Rand, and Alex Kerfan. Plenty of action up front. Walls still trying to find a line that's going to be faster than Michael Kruger. And once again, noticing, Kruger taking that shallower exit than what Walls is. Not through turn exit of 4, though.
And I mean, there was a little bit of a tailwind on the entry of turn number 1, so that could be maybe part of why the line's different, but it's not particularly strong. Only about 7 miles an hour coming in from that northern direction. So just maybe a little bit of a different feeling in the grooves in the two corners. But Kruger seems to have a route that he likes right now, and for now it is just good enough to fend off into walls.
And he's doing a great job with it too. I mean, still early in this race, but I think it's going to be about track position. You see time and time again where track position, the clean air is king on the long run. Micah Walls, though, taking another peek side by side into turn 3. Kruger pinching him down, though. Not a lot of room between the two trucks. Michael Kruger still side by side with Walls, but still leading this race. Let's see what they do here in 1 and 2. Kruger actually going wider. This might allow Walls to clear. Not quite. As Kruger pulls back up side by side down the back straightaway.
And this is a really just a great show of defense here from Kruger. It shows the benefit of the outside line, which is that even though you might not have the perfect rubber and groove that you want on that inside, you can use the track all the way out to the wall, but Wall's now clear, now able to take that line up against the wall, clears for the race lead. Does Kruger have a response? He goes to the inside for turn number 3.
And that he does. Is Kruger trying to get the lead back. Going to be side by side. Walls pinching him down now. And Wall's going to come out the leader.
That's the problem when you've been putting on such a good defensive masterclass for 20 laps. As soon as the car gets around you, they know all the tricks in the book and they can use them against you.
We'll have to see if Kruger is able to get back up to the lead. But Wall's doing a great job kind of extending it now as Kruger is actually falling into the clutches of Justin Rott.
And fair, this is something that Kruger did say during that race last week. The tyre wear wasn't that great in the first stint, over-pushed it a little bit, and then made the adjustment under an early caution through the first cycle of pit stops, and attacked the rest of the race a little bit more cautiously, which is what got him all the way to the checkered flag. Could be a repeat of that here, where maybe in the first stint, the 42 just doesn't quite have it calibrated just yet.
Very possible. This would give Kruger an opportunity, when they do come down pit road for the first time, to kind of see what his tire wear is like, see what it's like compared to his teammates, if he's able to hang on here as Rott and Kruger got really close, maybe a tad bit of contact. Rott backed off though. Justin Rand up currently 5th place. Had that moment earlier in the race where he fell back after some contact with Justin Rott. I think Justin Rand is going to stay patient here. Actually, he might have caught the wall just a little bit there off exit 4. A lot of drivers close to one another, but it's all single file throughout the field.
We might start to see some moves coming soon, with it being 12 laps until those stage points are rewarded. You've got to think past the stage, you've got to think about how the tyres will react in the laps following the 1/4 mark until you get to probably around lap 50 for the first pit cycle and green. But you still want to push to get those extra points because we know how important they have been in these championship fights before.
Yeah, 1 point can make all the difference. And you can collect it early, You can collect it late. 1 point really could make the difference. Rot still right there with Kruger. Side by side though of Kerfan and Maher. It's Tristan Maher, the inside of Kerfan.
And Tristan's been a little bit quicker over the past couple of laps, and you see the tyre delta really come through there mid-corner in turn number 2. Maher's able to clear, and is able to cover off the outside line. And now Alonso Chicano wants a piece as well.
Alonso Chicano, he really has had a couple of good finishes in a row. And he wants to continue that momentum. I know he's been really hard on himself for not performing the way that he knows he is capable of doing so. And this start of the season has been really good for him. So this is only race number 4 of season 8.
Yeah, a long way to go until drivers need to play us. And there we see apron from Alonso Chicano. Really want to secure that move on Alex Kerfan. Is going to be clear through turns 1 and 2 and should have this one done. Kerfan is up 5 positions in this one, but starting to bleed them back. Next up in what is a very good looking scheme for this week is Jamie Wright.
Yeah, Jamie Wright talked about his scheme, Emsea the Fool. That is also the title sponsor of the race. Justin Rott still right there with Kruger. Might be a little bit quicker than him, actually. On the tailgate of Kruger. Just staying patient is Rott.
Still has 5 laps to try and get this move done for that additional stage point. Of course, Wall's currently leading the way, is going to get that playoff point as things stand, which could be all the more valuable as we get later in the season. First got to get there. Justin Raw right to the rear bumper, and is now going to look to the inside. Can Kruger defend this one over the tyres a little bit too burnt out? Raw actually slides it on the low side there and gives Kruger that run back up the racetrack. So for now, he holds on. Got a very similar battle behind between the other Justin Durand with Cameron Caldwell. And Durand has the nose there. He's getting pinched all the way to the yellow line. Can he get the drive off the corner? It looks like Caldwell has it covered for now. 4 laps left to go in the stage here.
A lot of great racing going on. Oh wow, Maher goes top. 17 machine, Tristan Maher. Of course, he wants to see if he can get a couple positions, and with Justin Rand and Cameron Caldwell battling really on the bottom, where else does Maher have to go?
Yeah, I mean, it was a valiant effort. It didn't really seem to work out through the corner that time, but I think maybe he's trying to put some pressure on, maybe try and force a mistake as Durand runs a little bit high, but Maher can't quite cut down the racetrack with those worn-out tyres, has to slot back in. And it looks like for the time being, Caldwell's doing a great job holding this duo behind.
It has been a great battle for sure, and back in front of them for P2, Kruger still holding on from Justin Rott. Rott's looking for anywhere he could possibly go.
This has brought Alonso into this, what is now a 4-car train, but it is the white flag here in the stage, and Mika Walls has a 1.3 second lead at the front of the field. It's looking like he's going to hold on for this one. The question is what happens behind, as Mar's gotten the nose to the outside. Can he keep it there off the corner? Yes, he can, but can he get the move done now? Through 3 and 4, it's got to be at the line for those additional points. Got the run, he's losing back out mid-corner. It's going to be a drag race. Michael Walls takes the stage win. Kruger and Rort second and third. But Maha is going to beat Duran to 5th place.
Caldwell, of course,
great move on the final lap of the stage for Tristan there.
That was incredible.
He's now finally got it done to get the position and keep it as well, as we roll straight on in stage number 2.
So, of course, Michael Walls, you mentioned, stage winner, and going to continue to lead. No cautions for the stages, or stage breaks here in the Blazer Sim Racing Grid Network Truck Series. Alonso Chicano making a move on the outside of Justin Rand. Chicano's going to get the position.
And I do wonder if that groove is starting to come in here. Concrete tracks aren't usually known for their evolution over the course of a race, but of course with some of the updates iRacing's made in recent times, running a lot in one groove can sort of overheat the track and you can find a little bit more grip going offline and changing things up as we get deeper into a run. Caution out on the racetrack. It's the 23 of Travis Van Oostendorp. And this will be a great time for everyone to get those tyres switched out and make any adjustments they need going into the rest of the race. Wow, what happened to Travis there?
Oh, just got sideways. Hit the wall. I'm kind of surprised iRacing threw a caution at that.
A little bit. I mean, I don't think it's a bad caution to throw.
No.
In any sort of real life series, that'd be a slam dunk. But
no, I agree with this caution. I'm just kind of surprised iRacing threw something like that. No other cars involved.
Yeah, and big loser out of this one, Philip Scott, who was already towards the back of the field, went in for a set of tyres right after the stage break, is now 1 lap down, will have to take the lucky dog to get back to the lead lap. Everyone else, we assume, will be filing in this time by, so it should be 1 stop to the end from here.
Pit lane is busy. To no surprise.
Kruger. Oh, and Kruger's rolled the box there. He's got the first bot, so should be able to roll out a little bit smoother and minimize the damage, but could get jumped and does get jumped by all the way down to 5th place there. Disaster stop for the number 42. The rest of the field cycling through pretty similarly. William Kempf, who had a tail slide through the first stint, taking some repairs, as of course are Van Oostendorp, Bodie, and David Durand, who took a shot early. Kemp, the first of those drivers off pit road. Bodie will follow. It looks like both of those have gotten everything fixed that they needed to. David Durand now rolls with a much cleaner looking front end. And the question now is whether Van Oostendorp can get that truck back out there on the lead lap, or whether he is going to roll, not with it fully fixed, but going to try and hope for another caution to get continued repairs on that Allegiant number 23.
So drivers are choosing this time, and Just want to remind you this race, it is Emsea the Fool 200. It's sponsored by musician and Twitch streamer Emsea and her new song titled The Fool. You can check out Emsea on Twitch at twitch.tv/MCOfficial and her new song, The Fool, anywhere you listen to music. I actually, just because I listened to the song earlier on Spotify, and I'm a rock and roll guy. I love rock and roll. And it wasn't bad. Different than the kind of rock and roll I listen to, but it still wasn't bad. I think you guys should check it out. And, I mean, hey, might as well. They're supporting this race, this series, BSR, Grid Network Truck Series race at Nashville Super Speedway. And it wasn't hard.
Anyway, to rock and roll here once again.
Yeah, absolutely. Space car is in. Michael Walls just around front row. Inside, well, okay, not quite. Now inside the restart zone. Green flag back out. And actually a great restart by Cameron Caldwell from that third position, who's going to get clear of Justin Rott. How about that for the 12 machine?
Oh, and contact further back in the field. Troy Sand gets sent into the outside wall. It looks like we're staying green. Contact, it looks like, with Ryan Bodie in the 21. Just on that restart as they went 3 wide was turn number 1.
Ooh.
Ryan just misses the groove, I think, there. Maybe a little bit netcode assisted, but Troy with actually a mostly undamaged truck there, I think. Might have gotten away with it, but definitely on the tail end. And a little bit of an indent from where that contact was made on the left rear.
Justin Rott was able to get back past Cameron Caldwell. Cameron Caldwell to the inside of Rott, trying to get the spot back for second place. As they are side by side on the front straightaway off turn number 4. Michael Walsh just kind of pulling away from this. He's loving what he sees. They are 2 by 2, several rows deep behind this. I think Michael Kruger is the only one other than Michael Walsh who isn't beside somebody. Take a look at the blimp camera for a minute. Rott has cleared Caldwell. But this is insanity.
Crossover, though.
Are we at Daytona or Talladega again?
I mean, last I checked, this was Nashville, but it's certainly racing very tough right now. And again, I'm thinking that Kruger's in a pretty good spot here, as well as obviously Walls ahead, but being single file, being able to use the whole racetrack is going to help you out in the early running. And I think you just let these drivers fight ahead of you, let them burn their stuff up, and then try and pick them both up at the same time.
For sure. This is going great for Kruger, who's seeing Caldwell and Rott side by side ahead of him. I think those drivers burning up their tires. Wall's actually kind of backing up to them, I assume, as Rott gets clear of Caldwell. May have tried to take a peek underneath Walls for that race lead, but to no avail, as they're single file now and pretty much throughout the field.
I mean, most single file almost getting sorted out, but still drivers looking to go 2, sometimes 3 wide. Currently side by side between Wright and Kerfen off turn number 2. And you can see Gabe Solder does not want to wait behind this. He's looking for any opening possible to try and filter through this. Just seems to always be picking the wrong lanes as they go side by side through the corners ahead.
I want to point out the 80 of Troy Sand has come down pit road. We saw that heavy contact on the restart a moment ago. Not sure if Sand is going to call it a night, but currently in pit road, at least for damage repair. So we continue to watch this battle side by side from Wright and Kerfan.
Meanwhile, front, Justin Roy is on the tailgate of Michael Walls now. Might be looking to try and engineer a move for the race lead.
Trying. Wall still ahead, about half a truck length ahead of Rott. Justin Rott, another one of those drivers you got to watch out for. He is quick. Sand is back out on track, by the way.
Yeah, Lon stopped 3 laps down right now. So hoping for a little bit of calamity in that lead group. It's not an impossible thing to bet on right now. A battle between McCorkle and Fabian. Fabian moving all the way down to block a move through the tri-oval. Now McCorkle going to try high through turns 1 and 2. Maybe go for the crossover, get to the inside for turn 3. We know how easy it's been to defend the inside. We've got a battle for the race lead as well. Raut's taken the first swing. He's not quite able to complete it yet in this one.
So Wall's still holding on. Justin Rott, though. He's smart. He is a smart racer. And, you mentioned earlier about these two being teammates. And, I think if anybody knows your racing style better than, it's your teammates. And I think Justin Rott, he knows how Walsh drives. He knows where his weaknesses might be. And so Rott, he's got to try to outsmart Walls.
Yeah, you almost have to get them to make a mistake. Almost go for a move that you're maybe not fully committing to and get them off rhythm. It's very difficult to do that here when the outside line seems so powerful for defense, at least with how they've been running so far. We've got to build up a tire delta to get a solid move done, and we're only about 10 laps into this restart run right here, so it's going to be very difficult to find that advantage this early on through the run.
And everybody's single file as well. Tristan Maher was doing a great job at the back end of that opening stage. Was able to save some tire and make some moves late. Maher in 6th place right now. See if he can do the same here and gain some more positions.
Of course, we're talking about last week's effort with Kruger taking home the race win. Walls was a frontrunner for a solid portion of that race, went for a 1-stop after the caution that just fell away from him on fuel at the end. Was it on for a top 5 run before that? And then Justin Raut was also leading the way before a connection issue dropped him out of the running, and he had to settle for what was a pretty respectable 15th place finish after being 4 laps down at one point in the race. So this top 2 very much carrying momentum in performance from last week, even if it's not quite the result that they wanted last time out.
Yeah, and that's racing. You could be up front, dominate a race, and have something happen. And, it was a good recovery for sure. Just ran out of time. Try to make anything else happen. We've got 90 laps to go here in the Emsea the Fool 200. Only one caution so far in this event. These drivers doing a great job staying clean and green. Here on.
And just to check in on that caution, Van Oostendorp has been, I'd say, about 0.4 of a second off the pace since the restart because of that damage. So currently about half a lap down, hoping for a caution pretty quickly to punch the field back up and get some more repairs done. Currently got 4 trucks a lap down. Troy Sandys 3 down after taking that green flag pit stop for repairs last time by. And then Bailey Thompson, Paul Sathmarie, and Aaron von Druska all well down the order. And I think the 88 should actually roll back out, try and pick up a couple of those spots with the 2 ahead retired.
Yeah, it's smart. You know, you're not going to gain a whole lot of positions, but battle up front. Kruger going to get 3rd place from Cameron Caldwell. And Caldwell makes a crossover move to the inside. Just not able to get to the inside, and Justin Rand now trying to make a move as well on Caldwell.
And I'm not sure I saw an attempt from Kruger before that moment, waiting for the opportunity. Now Duran trying to catch Caldwell flat-footed. Has to go to the inside here through turn number 3. But he's actually getting a good drive through the corner, has the shorter run now, down towards turn number 1, but Caldwell just gets that late launch out of turn number 4. They'll continue this fight now down to turn number 1.
It is tight racing between them. Justin Rand still trying to make something happen, but tucks in a line between Caldwell and Maher. And Alonso Chicano kind of lurking in the back of this Radius Racing Chicano Motorsports with PBR Manufacturing train from Kruger to Chicano. And actually, Curvefan not that far behind, also a part of that those 2 organizations.
Kruger really not pushing the pace of this group now. After getting to the front of it, was about 0.2 slower than the trucks ahead last time by. We'll see what the split is this time in the run. A lot more competitive. So maybe the 42 is looking to the mirror a little bit still. Seeing the threat behind from everyone. Maher tries to go to the inside of Durand. Is actually going to end up losing out to Alonso Chicano on the high side, who takes the preferred groove and is going to slingshot forward into 6th place now.
Habanero's machine. It's being driven by a great driver. Alonso Chicano stayed patient there. Made the move. P6 for Chicano. Something I need to do next time I go to Orlando is go to Habaneros with Alonso. He's trying to make a move under Justin Rand. Actually saw Caldwell, Durand, and Chicano all driving 3 different lines there through 1 and 2. Caldwell a little bit higher.
And they may not look like it, but these trucks are quite aero dependent, all things considered. So getting that clean air on the nose can help you through the corner. It really depends how strong the alternate grooves are and whether it's worth it versus sticking to the preferred racing line. But it seems like drivers liking that little bit of offset, just giving themselves a bit more vision through the corner as well. As it's a good run off from Alonso Chicano, going to duck to the inside of Justin Durand, and he's actually going to be a nose ahead as we get into turn number 1 here. Little bit of a doorway between the two. And Alonso with a great run through the mid-corner. Those tyres really switched on for the 25 right now. He's not quite cleared just yet, but he's going to have a chance to do it through 3 and 4 now.
He's gonna be clear, and Justin Rand tucks in behind Chicano. Great job by Alonso Chicano to take 5th spot away from teammate Justin Rand. Chicano now has his sights focused on that bright green car ahead. Truck, rather, of Cameron Caldwell.
It is a very colourful group we have here for 3rd place.
Yeah. Cameron Caldwell designed all of them. from Kruger, Kruger's truck to his truck, Chicano's, Justin Rand, Maher's, Kerfan's, all those designed by C2 Graphics.
And it's the spec maps under the light that really gets me on those trucks. They do really all pop in different ways, and it's wonderful to see as they go through the corners and the light catches them on that racing groove. Chicano is looking like the fastest truck in this pack right now. Already got through 1 and actually 2 of these trucks, and looking now to set up on Cameron Caldwell. Has a nose to the inside, but not quite enough to pull alongside. But you can see he's threatening the move, trying to get Caldwell out of rhythm here to move up into 4th position.
Caldwell is doing such a great job. He is entering higher. He is staying about a lane higher than everybody else here. I think, yeah, it might burn the tires up just a little bit more than anybody else, but track position is king here. It is hard to pass. You've seen the moves that Chicano has had to make just to get around Tristan Maher and Justin Rand. So for Caldwell, I like what he's doing. He knows he's taking a defensive approach, and it's working. It's actually Chicano's gonna get there. Caldwell pinches him just a little bit. And we are halfway. 75 down, 75 to go. In the Emsea the Fool 200.
And we got a couple of great battles further back in the pack as well. Rivers Jones, after the incident in stage 1, is working his way back up into 8th position. Just cleared Alex Kerfen for that spot, so he's going to be knocking on the door of this battle as well. But also Cody Gozer and Gabe Cazzola had maybe a 5-lap run where they were running side by side, ebbing and flowing between the two of them. Great run from them as Alonso's gotten to the inside now for 4th position. Gonna be door to door here. Caldwell's got the slipstream from Kruger right now. Gonna have the advantage into the corner, but we've seen how well Alonso can run that low groove mid-corner, and Cameron just can't do anything about it. He's gonna have to try and slot in, but now Duran's all over the back of that number 12 truck as well.
Justin Rand, he is tucked up underneath him. And actually, Tristan Maher right there on the back tailgate of Durand as well. It's Justin Rand to the inside of Cameron Caldwell. Still side by side. Caldwell's going to have a great run on the exit of 4. Durand going up for the side draft. Super tight race between these teammates from Radius Racing. And Tristan saying, I want to play too.
Tristan gave a little bit of help there to Durand through the tri-oval. Gets Durand clear of Caldwell. I'm sure Tristan was hoping to follow through on that one. And not quite happened just yet. You can see Caldwell's out of rhythm, is starting to lose the tires underneath that number 12 truck, and I think could end up sliding a little bit down the orders. Again, Chicano was looking very strong. We have Rivers Jones charging through the field, and we are just about to catch some lap traffic here with the wounded Van Oostendorp. Actually going to pull well out of the way of these race leaders and might be to turn down to pit road here.
Yes, he does. I'm glad you mentioned Rivers Jones, though. I've been kind of keeping an eye on the distance Jones has had on everybody. And he's caught these guys. As Tristan Maher to the inside of Caldwell. And gonna clear Caldwell. And so,
As you like. Now Jones has a clear shot at Caldwell. I think this move could be done sooner rather than later with the difference in performance between those two over the past few laps.
yeah, and you mentioned it a little bit ago. The tire fade might be a little bit more for Caldwell. As we talked about earlier, he was running a little bit higher and still kind of running that line that he's been running. So track position, it is also king. And now that he's got more and more dirty air on him than what he's had, I think it's just going to get harder and harder for him to defend these positions, as Rivers Jones is not going to be able to take a peek to the inside just yet.
He's threatening, he's keeping that pressure right on Caldwell, looking for it, but catches the apron. Nearly loses the truck there. 9 degrees of banking on the concrete, completely flat
Caution!
on the asphalt. We got a caution out at the back of the racetrack, and it's Cody McCorkle in the number 2.
Oh. Okay. Oh my goodness. Caught the
Really
wall.
strange one.
Was there any netcode? I mean, he caught the wall, but was there any netcode that kind of made him loose like that? Or was it all the wall contact? Either way...
Well,
great.
McCorkle didn't catch the wall at first, was running on a decent line, and then had Durand hit the wall ahead, Scott slide up in line behind, and I think one of those two gave a little bit of a netcode contact. Scott then catches him again as they slide through the grass, and McCorkle slides up into the wall in the tri-oval with, I think, what was fortunately quite a soft impact. So that truck looked mostly okay on the front end.
Taking a ride with William Kempf. I mean, just watch this. Oh my goodness, that was great awareness by Kempf.
Yeah, great job getting it locked down there and waiting for the gap to open. It could be tempting to try and when you see a gap, just shoot for it, but in that situation, did a great job taking the patient route, and as the field files down pit lane, he's got an undamaged truck to roll forward with. To race off pit lane, and Mika Walls just makes it to the line ahead of Justin Rourke. No change for the lead on pit road this time, but Kruger actually also defends from Chicano, and I think this might be doable from here. It'll be close, I know that for sure, but I think there might be a chance that we can go all the way to the checkered flag from this restart lap.
It's going to be tight. And that was only the second caution of the night as well. 85 complete here at the line. These guys have done an incredible job at keeping it clean all night long. And the choose cone brings Michael Kruger up to the front row.
Yeah, Rourke going for the inside line there. It's, I think, a decent call because you've got the much better vision of when the control truck fires off. Walls, of course, ahead of Raw in that lane, but it brings Kruger and Chicano, the Purple Brigade, to the outside line as we get going towards the green flag run once again. And we're going to restart with 64 laps to go. I am just pulling up some numbers to have a look at whether there's any chance of getting to the end from here. I think it will require some saving from these drivers. But I think if they choose to go for the fuel save, they can get it all the way to the checkered flag from here.
So the pace car is in, and we are getting ready to go back green. Michael Walls, Michael Kruger, the front row inside at restart zone. Green flag back out. We're back underway for the Emsea the Fool 200.
And you see the power of that inside line. Rort does follow straight back into second place. And in fact, Durand now shuffles out Chicano. A big check up off the corner. Could put Kruger under pressure. No, Durand is going to work with the 42 truck there. And we have an almighty gaggle behind. As Cole gets a bit of a shot from Chicano. Holds onto it, but he's going to lose out now to Rivers Jones, who is looking very threatening. And Chicano will slot past Caldwell as well. Already a few spots lost for the 12 on this restart, as I mean, he's been pushed around the entire way here.
Yeah, he has. Not at all. The restart that he wanted to have is a Caldwell in that 12 machine. But battle up front. Rott right there with Walls. But Kruger right there with both of them.
3 wide with Caldwell. Jones in the middle, right on the low side. Wouldn't have stayed 3 wide off the corner. Great work from these 3. Now Caldwell's got a little bit of momentum. But Wright's just got the nose close enough to force the issue again in turn number 3.
It's gonna have to back out of it.
Very, very close race. We've got a battle for the lead as well. With Rort to the inside of Walls. Doesn't quite leave that lap. Has a nose ahead now. Can he take the race lead from his teammate?
Side by side off turn number 2. I think Wall's going to have the advantage on the outside, but they might have made a little bit of contact. Rott is still right there with Walls. Walls able to drive it in a little bit harder and was pinching Rott down. Great job by Michael Walls to hold the race lead.
And to touch on the strategy just very quickly, we had 3 trucks in the back of the field with Corkle, Bingaman and Thornton all coming to top off the fuel tank, win the 1 to green. So, it's clearly in the minds of some of these drivers about getting this one all the way home.
It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Walls is pushing though. Could be the track temps, but Walls just set the fastest lap of the race and still Rort to the inside. I've had Walls set that a couple of laps ago, it looks like. Under a lot of pressure from the teammate and of course from Buda, Durand and Kerfen behind. Gabe Trizzola with a big restart as well, up to 9th place. He was battling side by side with Cody Goza before the caution.
Right now it is a lot of single file. But Rod is not going anywhere. And I'm wondering, you talked about if these drivers were saving fuel, there might be a chance to make it. I'm wondering with as hard as they're pushing, for this lead here, if they don't think that they are going to be able to make it, even if they save, I don't think there's any saving going on.
Not at the front of the field. This is a very, very quick pace. And it's interesting to see that because Walls was a driver who did go for a fuel save very early in the race last week. It didn't pay off for him, maybe choosing to switch gears and go full push from here. Maybe expecting another caution. And it's doing a great job holding off Justin Rort right now, as we are a little bit, we're 3 wide further back for 14th place right now. Bodie, Scott, and David Durand coming off the corner. Bodie's going to lose out, and it looks like Philip Scott is going to be the big winner out of that one.
Indeed he is. Out of that 24 and 21 machines, David Durand that is, and Ryan Bogey. Justin Rand side by side with Alex Kerfan. Kerfan's going to take the position away.
I think they might be saving a little bit further back in the pack here. I was just on board with Corkle. It wasn't a clutch coast. We're nowhere near that level of desperation. But it was a little bit of an early lift into turn number 1, letting the truck roll through the corner a little bit. You've got to balance in a situation like this, keeping the fuel underneath you, but as well, making sure you're not slipping the truck and burning up the tyres as well. The two often go hand in hand, but there's some methods of fuel saving that can really mess with the tyre compound as well.
Justin Rott still tucked in with Walsh. Rott actually goes to the outside a little bit, trying to get a run on exit. These two doing a great job working together, but also battling hard as Rott's going to take a peek to the inside on the apron. He forces Walsh to go high.
That could have been disaster. We get side by side, but Walls is going to have a little bit of a better run off the corner, and it ends up being for nothing. And all that is going to do is going to help people like Pruder and Kerfan hold on. The gap is about half a second right now, and actually still gaining a little bit. A lot of aggression there from Rott, looking for that race lead.
Still just being aggressive. He's still right there with Walls, though. This is an incredible battle, as they are battling hard behind. Cameron Caldwell side by side with Alonso Chicano. Chicano is not going to be clear. Caldwell, I think, caught the wall.
Just a little bit, yeah. Caldwell tried to hang on to that right rear tyre through 3 and 4. I think got there maybe a little bit too late for the spotter call to come through for Chicano. But he's not going to be happy about that one. He shuffles down to 7th place right now. The truck looks it should be still running nice and clean, but could now be under pressure from Rivers Jones, who we know has been strong in the late run here.
So they were at 50 to go, now 49 laps to go. 101 laps complete.
Oh, there's contact behind. Jamie Wright gets into Gabe Piazzolla. Manages to straighten it out, but moves the 95 out of the way for 8th position, or 9th, I should say. And Piazzolla going to be shuffled back another spot there with Tristan Maher picking up pieces.
Maher re-enters the top 10 as a result. We know he's been fast on the long run.
And if these drivers are looking to split this final run in 2, the pit window could open as soon as 10 laps from now.
I'm very interested to see what kind of strategies are going to play out. We know these two, for the lead, are not saving fuel. This Wall's still holding off, able to drive back to being clear of Justin Rott. What a great show these two are putting on alone. This whole race has been amazing. These two just taking up the airtime, being that it's for the lead.
Yeah, and they're still gapping the trucks behind there. Pruder now more than a second behind Justin Rott, and that sort of pack behind is really just struggling to hold on. even with the battling they're doing side by side here.
And I want to talk about Alex Kerfan for a minute as well. We've not spent a lot of time talking about him. But he's kind of quietly made his way to where he's in the picture, as he is in 4th place, and he might be battling with Kruger here momentarily for that 3rd position. Alex Kerfan, of course, the defending champion of the BSR Grid Network Truck Series. They're battling behind him, though. Durand and Chocano.
And Kerfan, one of the biggest gainers in this race, up 9 positions to 4th place right now. The only driver gaining more is David Durand, who came from the very tail end to now run in 13th position. So a great run so far for Kerfan, although still work to do. You see the pressure Chicano is putting on Justin Durand right now. And Kerfan's got to be looking in the rearview mirror and thinking that he needs to maybe get a move on, try and clear Michael Kruger, because otherwise Alonso's going to be like a freight train.
Just try to get clear and see if he can run down those top 2 as well. There's still 43 laps to go in this race, but that's not a whole lot of time. Right now, telemetry is telling me it's going to take about 22 minutes to get to the end here. And Kerfan's going to make the move to the inside of Kruger.
Doesn't get it done, though. Is now going to have the bad run off the corner. Durand gets to the inside. Is going to have the advantage into turn number 1. Kerfan going to really have to hold the outside line. Has a big launch early in the corner, but starting to fade a bit late in the run. Keeps it out of the wall, but still going to be side by side with Durand into turn number 3 here.
Kerfan looking to get clear as quickly as possible if he can, but Justin Durand doing a great job staying on that inside line. Where does Chicano go? He's going to actually push Justin Durand down the front straightaway in turn 1.
Yeah, 3 wide is not a good idea on tyres. Even 20 laps old in this situation. Chicano just trying to unpick this roadblock and just then work out the drivers one by one. The worst thing for him is to have drivers fighting side by side, costing each other time. He can take them on one at a time. He's going to try and get to the outside of Durand.
Oof.
Can't quite do it. Yes, he does through the tri-oval.
And a little bit of side
Very
draft.
close move. But now it's a slot back in behind. Could have been fed into the wall very easily there.
Man, that was tough for Chicano. Gonna try to do it again, and oh, by the way, Caldwell coming back into the picture as Kerfan makes the move once again underneath Kruger. Kerfan's going to clear Kruger. I think Kruger went a little bit too high in the entry of the corner, and this actually brings Justin Durand to the inside of Michael Kruger.
Yeah, I think Kruger wanted the crossover move there, but Durand got the nose to wall him out. Now it's a run through turn 2. Kerfan feeding Kruger a little bit of dirty air, but now the slipstream, and this is an absolute roadblock behind. Chicano still trying to find a way, has a lane to maybe go 3 wide, is instead going to get the run off the corner, and Kruger, after such a good run early in this stint, is finally getting shuffled back into the group, has lost 3 positions, could be 4 if Caldwell can get the nose in. And let's not forget Rivers Jones behind as well, going to be threatening.
Yeah, I was just about to say, got to keep an eye on that 18, Rivers Jones as well. He's been really strong as the run goes late. Kruger moves up, and Justin Rott pits.
Rott pits, Cazzola pits, Scott pit the last time by, so that gives the signal for the leaders. They are going to try and split this one in 2. They don't think they can make it 64 on a tank of fuel. And now the question is, how quickly does Walls respond to his teammate going for it? It's going to be this time by. Walls just covers it off the next time by. Can the undercut come through from Justin Raw in one lap? They're both on pit road at the same time, actually. Oh, and there might have been a little bit of contact with some drivers on the way into pit road. A little bit of radio chatter. I'm not quite sure where that's come from.
So Justin Rand going to be your race leader, followed by Chicano, Caldwell, and Kruger. And these guys trying to play a little bit longer, have fresher tires as this race comes to an end. Fidel Fabian.
Oh, and there's contact!
Caution!
Cazzola, on all tires, slides up the racetrack with a half spin into Philip Scott, who just made that early pit stop. And it brings out the caution. And now all those drivers that pit are trapped one lap down. Fidel Fabian is on pit road right now. Did he make it in time, and can he stay lead lap? But that's a nightmare for everyone who was splitting the stage or splitting the stint and pitting early there. And you see Scott with the much fresher tyres, Cazzola with the old tyres, and the truck just lets go in turn 3 and taps the 9 into the wall. Tailgate first.
That's tough. Raw and Walls are kicking themselves right now, as one of them will be the free pass. The other is going to be the lucky... free pass and lucky dog are the same thing. The other is going to have to be a wave around. They're going to have to restart behind all of these drivers who are about to be able to come down pit road and get 4 fresh tires.
I do wonder how many of those drivers were planning to try and go to the end, and how many were just going to pit in a lap or two's time. Been bailed out massively. We've got 14 on the lead lap, all coming down pit road. The rest of the field will get waved by here. It looks like Philip Scott is going to stay out and take the wave as well. And actually he's going to show his displeasure a little bit to Gabe Cazzola, who is a 1 lap down, and who actually was on fresh tyres as well, it looks like. Durand will win the race off pit road. Caldwell will be second, maybe? And ahead of Lonipano. Then it'll be Kruger, Maher, and Wright, your new top 6, with the entire field on its head with 30 laps to go.
So the free pass was Justin Raw, and again, he's going to have to restart behind all of these drivers that were just down pit road. And so, you know, to make matters worse, he came down pit road, got his 4 fresh tires already. So unless if he pits here, he's going to be at a lap or 2 disadvantage as far as laps ran. The only thing he can hope for is, you know, to run a little bit, get a caution, and be able to get on the same cycle as everybody else. The lights on the pace truck are out, and drivers are choosing
the wave here. It looks like Durand to the inside, Caldwell to the outside. Chicano will go to the inside with Kruger on the outside here. So drivers basically going in formation as we come back to take this restart. But all eyes are going to be further back in the field with drivers like Philip Scott, Justin Raw, Mika Walls, all fighting to come through the pack with just 31 to go. And there's contact again between Cazzola and Scott in the wave around. Or very close to it, at least.
I think that's 2 drivers that are not happy with each other.
And miscommunication about rules, and never mind, the contact is all into the wall.
That's not cool.
And that will delay the restart. but oh my goodness, radio chatter. And that's killed the engine. Pizzola's out of this one.
That is not cool.
No, that... I understand the frustration from Scott in that previous incident, but...
Mistakes happen.
Yeah, you just don't lose.
It was a terrible mistake for sure, but I don't know. I'm an admin of the series. You know, I personally would say he needs to be parked. But right now, I'm broadcasting. I'm not doing admin duties. But yeah, I don't like that. Philip Scott, he's a great driver, a clean driver at that. But that's not very clean like out of Philip Scott. And,
yeah, I just don't know what to say.
I don't either. But we're going to focus back up front. 30 to go when we restart. Pace car is in. Justin Duran going to lead us into the restart zone. Okay, now he is. Green flags back out. 30 to go in the MC, the Fool 200.
Caldwell away trying to block both lanes after not getting the reaction on the outside line. Manages to hold on for now and is going to shuffle Chicano behind, and then Kruger and Wright. Caldwell again throwing a block down into turn number 3, going for that inside lane. Chicano going all the way up the racetrack to try and hold the outside, and might end up side by side with Kruger off the corner. I think we've uncaught the pin on this one, and we may not have seen the last caution in this race.
And just remember, these guys, teammates in some sort. Jamie Wright makes contact with Kruger. Kruger's going to go around hard into the outside wall. We are still green somehow, some way. And David Durant actually spun on the inside grass. I don't know how we're not under caution right now.
I have no idea, and that is heavy damage for Kruger on the right rear. And the streak will not go to 3.
Let's see what happened with David. Just got loose. Take a look once again at what happened with Kruger. And Jamie Wright. Jamie, I think, just bottomed out a little bit. Hit the apron.
I don't know if there's any contact between the two. I think that may have been a little bit of netcode that pushed the 42 around. He's going to keep limping it around, hope for that caution. Levi sets the purple lap here. Wall's already up into 9th position with that carnage ahead. Justin Raw down in 13th, looking to try and follow that field through. But we've had a big shake-up at the front of the field. First with that caution, and now with Michael Froder being taken well out of the pack. McCorkle and Bodie side by side for the 6th position right here. And Wall's going to fly towards this and try and pick a way around.
We are side by side for 3rd place. As Wright has been underneath Caldwell for a couple laps. Caldwell finally able to get ahead of Jamie Wright. Ryan Bogey and McCorkle still side by side. Here comes that number 45 of Poland. As he is trying to defend off Michael Walls, who's pretty much dominated this race.
Looks like he might have a good run here. Bodie with a little bit of a slow one off the corner. Poland keeps the pedal to the metal here. Is going to stay to the outside. Walls gets to the inside. Can he get the drive through the corner? Remember, it's still a 30-lap run to the end here. The tyre wear is going to be a pretty significant factor by the end of these 40 miles. And so we'll see whether the aggression's a little bit too early for the number 7, Kempf. Raw is running 4 spots behind currently, with a similar wave around position. A little more patient getting through the field. Could be tire wear, could be he can't find a way through this pack.
Bogey in Poland just battling super hard right now. It's Ryan Bogey still underneath that 45 machine.
Walls finally pits the right lane, follows Poland through on the high side. Now has that groove to run through turns 1 and 2, and I think with the performance he's had all race long, should be able to get this one done, as Bodie struggles to hold it down against that yellow line. Now up into the 8th position. He's got 21 laps left at the line to make it another 7 spots if he wants to retake that race lead.
So pretty single file. Justin Rand leading this race. He's got that clean air as he is approaching 20 laps to go at the line. Chicano kind of biding his time. He's got Caldwell right behind him. Caldwell is actually going to make a move to the inside of Chicano. Lots of Chicano holding on so far. Caldwell still there. Now tucks back in the line behind that 25 machine. Jamie Wright coming back up into the picture. Maybe a little wall brush, and actually that puts him into the clutches of Tristan Maher.
And this is such a tight battle at the front of the field. Justin Rourke currently the one stuck in traffic side by side ahead. Bingham and Ngoza fighting for the 10th position. If he can clear these two, he's going to be right back with Walls and in this lead group. But of course, a lot of trucks between them and the race lead. And they have been running very clean, very close this whole way.
Man, Raw has nowhere he can go. I mean, he could take a 3, but it's not really smart to do so. Now he's got an opportunity to go to the outside of Goza. So Justin Rott gonna try to pedal it right around the outside of that 96. Cody Goza doing a great job, though, holding it. But it might be too little too late, as Rott has a run on that outside line. Maybe not. Goza still edging out ahead. These two drivers giving it everything they've got.
Oh! Chicano in the wall for the lead of the race.
That brings Caldwell.
Caught the wall on the exit of 4. And then Chicano gets shuffled into it through the tri-oval, and now Caldwell gets through. They're still fighting for second place. And Caldwell's going to clear.
And we're going to be 3 wide. It's Jamie Wright is on the inside, Tristan Maher on the outside with Chicano in the middle.
I think Chicano's carrying some damage from that wall here. A big piece of contact on the way into turn number 1. And I think tempers are flaring. There's been a lot of chatter on the radio, and as well, there's just been a big incident for the race lead that shuffled Chicano all the way down to 6th place and falling.
And Cody McCorkle has entered the top 5 as he was able to get around Alonso Chicano and now make that Levi Poland able to do the same. I think you're right.
Outside 2nd place as well.
I think you're right. That 25 is hurt. We watch Tristan Maher tuck. Well, not tuck, but pass. Caldwell. Caldwell's going to be the one tucking into line. How about Tristan Maher? Can he make a run at Justin Durand for the race lead?
He's got 13 laps to do it. Has to close in about 0.6 of a second and then obviously get the move done. The question is just how much is Durand feeling the tyre wear? We saw him slide up into the wall off turn 4. I don't know if that would have done any damage to the truck, but clearly the rear's struggling a little bit on that number 5. But right now he's holding Tristan Maher at bay. Those last lap times are going to be pretty much identical. Half a tenth gain, that's just about enough to get there. But you've got to leave yourself enough time to get the move done as well.
Absolutely. It's one thing catching. It's another pass, and as they say, we've got 12 to go. Tristan Maher trying to do everything he can to collect his first win of the season. But Justin Durand, the one with the position, as he's going to cross the line. 11 to go here at Nashville Superspeedway. There is battle.
And Walls. Yeah.
Michael Walls following Cody McCorkle, who's got pressure from Poland. Maybe a little bit of contact. Poland got sideways, but he saves it. And Jamie Wright making a move for P3. A lot of battling going on. Now 10 to go. Two wide, 2 rows deep. Ryan Bogey might make a little bit of contact there with Michael Walls. But still side by side between McCorkle and Poland.
Yeah, and McCorkle had the clear a couple of laps ago, but Poland with a great run through 3 and 4 to get back side by side. Walls has been trying to push McCorkle through, but now has his own battle to worry about. Can't quite get to the bumper again. It's just gridlock ahead, no way to try and clear and run ahead. Needs a caution at this point. Wright is to the inside of Caldwell again. As Bodie is pushing Walls up the racetrack in the mid-corner. Corkle has now cleared Poland, but Bodie is not giving any room to Walls here. As they're side by side still for 3rd place. Wright just can't quite stay there in the mid-corner.
I think Wright is a little bit faster, but Caldwell doing a great job holding them off. It's all about defense right now as they are coming to 7 laps to go, this time by for Justin Durand. Tristan Maher in second, not closing enough. It's actually 4 1,000ths of a second of difference between the top 2, with Maher just a little bit quicker. But that's not enough. That's not enough to catch Durand with 7 to go.
Now Durand is doing a really good job holding this gap at about 7/10. Tristan has broken clear and is running smoothly in 2nd place, but just needs that one more restart to give him another opportunity. Wright and Caldwell a little bit separated right now. That group behind has gotten single file. Alonso's now fallen to 11th position with that damage from what was a fight for the race lead with Durand just a maybe 10 laps or so ago. But it looks like we're sliding into single file right now. Does anyone have any tyre left to fight with 5 laps to go?
It's going to be interesting to see. I mean, the heat is on. And these guys, only 3 cautions on the night. I would not be surprised if, with the aggressive racing that we are watching right now, if these guys don't have another one. Jamie Wright, though, still trying to battle with Caldwell. Michael Wall's actually trying to make a move. Not close enough. Justin Roth, though, he's going to try to make a move underneath Cody Goza.
Yeah, and Goza actually retook that position just a lap or so ago, so maybe the tyre's falling off now for Justin Roth, who pit first of the drivers before the caution. Wall's holding on just a little bit better. They're nearly 3 wide through the corner. Walls is to the inside of Poland here, with McCorkle ahead, giving a little bit of slipstream. 3 laps to go. And if you're Durand, you are praying that they keep this clean just a little bit longer.
Oh, yeah. This thing, you can wreck all you want after I take the white. Just wait till then. Side by side is Walls and Poland. This Walls not going to get clear, just a nose ahead. 2 more times around here at Nashville. Jamie Wright still right there with Caldwell.
Oh, Wall's pushing up the racetrack in the background, nearly feeds Poland into the wall. Now under pressure from Bogey and Goza through turns 3 and 4 for the penultimate time. They're going to be 2 by 2. Justin Durand running for the white flag. He's going to take the white flag. 1 more lap to go. The next flag will be the checker.
You still watch Michael Walls and Poland side by side. Walls runs Poland up the racetrack. Goes a look to try to make it 3. Not going to do so. But off turn number 4, Justin Durand, he's going to see the checkered flag. It's Justin Durand's race here tonight. Great job by Justin Durand. And Poland holds off Walls for P6. What a great race we saw here tonight.
Yeah, 5 cars within 0.2 of a second at the line for 6th place. We had a little bit of contact there after race. I think that was just drivers miscommunicating after the checker. I think we only had 1 intent right here today. But it is, of course, all eyes on Durand, who takes home the checkered flag here in the Emsea the Fall 200. And he's going to burn it down here at Nashville Superspeedway.
Well, maybe. Just got it sitting there. I don't know if he's going to burn it down.
Well, now I feel like I've made a false promise.
Man, I wanted some donuts. Alright, well. Let's go take a look at our finishing results. And it is Justin Durand with the race win. Tristan Maher brings it home in 2nd. Cameron Caldwell 3rd. Jamie Wright, a great run for Jamie Wright in the MC the Fool paint scheme here. In the MC the Fool 200. Race coming home 4th. And Cody McCorkle driving it home to 5th. Levi Poland 6th. Michael Walls 7th. A tough break for Michael Walls after dominating this race. Cody Goza finishes in 8th. Ryan Bogey 9th. And Justin Rott, another driver that was up front all night long, finishes in 10th.
You've got Alonso Chicano after contact with Durand for the lead. Limps the car home in P11 ahead of Fidel Fabian, Lingen Bingaman, Rivers Jones, Alex Kerfen, and William Kempf within 10 seconds of your race winner. David Durand, Stephen Thornton, Philip Scott, and Michael Kruger all wounded from incidents, but will stay on the lead lap ahead of Troy Sand, Gabe Cazzola, Aaron Van Druska, Travis Van Oostendorp, Bailey Thompson, and Paul Sathmary. Your 6 drivers a lap down in tonight's race.
So let's see if we can talk to our top 3. to start with Cameron Caldwell. And hey, Cam, it was a third place finish for you tonight. Crazy racing. You were doing a great job at trying to hold people off all night long. Had a battle there with Jamie Wright, but came out on top of that battle. Third place finish tonight. How was it out there?
Oh, man, it's been a while since I've been in the booth on a not road course, so nice to have a good run. I felt coming in that Nashville would be a good run for me. Did some practice earlier in the week, and I felt good about it. Did not drive at all like it did early in the week for me, so yeah, I just couldn't quite figure out how to keep the right front on it. The last run was okay, but I don't know. I think I pushed it a little too much trying to get past Justin. And then, yeah, Jamie put up a great fight. Glad racing clean and didn't, move me out of the way or anything. But just glad to finish one off up front. Strategy definitely helped with that caution coming out. But, I've been on the wrong side of that same situation so many times. It's nice to be on the right side for once.
Yeah, in a lot of long green flag runs as well. We only had 3 cautions. So, I mean, when you got these long green flag runs like that, how much do you have to stay focused, as well as, tire saving is a big key in a lot of these races, but especially here being on a concrete track.
Yeah, it was a very disciplined run for everyone who's had anything up front. Really, you can only make time on the bottom, but I think everyone was moving around on the entries of the corners to try to just get a big run off. But a lot of times it just wouldn't stick, at least for me. So there's just a lot of searching around for grip, which is what makes these things fun. It's definitely a lot tighter than we're used to these days. So, tight setups don't often put on great racing, and it's super hard to pass. So, Tristan made a good point earlier in the race, saying that basically if you try to make a pass on someone, your tires are gone, and if you sit behind them in the dirty air, your tires are gone. So it's whoever had the clean air was just golden. You saw Micah drive away, and I mean he was fast regardless. I think he was probably the best guy here. And then Justin on that last run, for the most part, drove away with it. But yeah, so something to learn, I guess. But this is one of only 2 or 3 concrete tracks out there. I think that's the only one we go to this season. I don't think we go to Bristol, but Bristol is its own animal. So, but yeah, nice to learn some tire saving. Still got to improve on it. I've always felt like I've been behind the 8 ball, so to speak, on that compared to everyone else. But there's something else I'm thinking about, because the past 2 seasons before this season, going to the first road course race of the season, I've got myself a penalty and a UL. I think I'm clean enough. I had a little incident with Rivers early on in the race, but I think I'm clean enough to where I won't get an UL. So cross my fingers on that. We'll see what the penalty crew decides on that. But so I'm excited for that. That's kind of where my mind's been at all week anyway. So I'm just really excited to get to Portland. Home race, road course are my thing. So really, 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 really excited for that one. And so yeah, but nice to have a little momentum going into it too.
All right, sponsors, shout outs, who gets done for you?
Yeah, big shout out, Two Town Cider House. New paint scheme debuting tonight. We'll have a new one next week too, in partnership with the Portland Timbers. So really excited that one got approved, because that one had to go through the ringer a little bit. So really excited about that. And thanks to my other sponsor, C2 Graphics, Grid Network, especially for stepping up and sponsoring the entire series. Real thankful for those guys. As well as RPS Marketing, Left Coast Rivals, Monkey Massage Therapy, JCTV, you guys are broadcasting. Love both of you guys. Appreciate you guys here every week, giving us something to watch every week. And thanks to everyone who tuned in tonight, and thanks to my teammates for yapping my ear off, I guess, all night long. But yeah, see you guys next week.
All right. That was Cameron Caldwell, your third place finisher here tonight. And Olivia, I believe you have Tristan.
I sure do, Tristan. Second place finish here tonight. We're in the top 10 all race long, and then a late caution mid-cycle gives you a good shot at the front of the field. Talk us through how it was running here, and were you trying to save the fuel slow to the end there?
I was not saving fuel at any point in this race, to be honest. Maybe as a byproduct of trying my hardest to save my right front. Yeah, I think that this race was pretty lackluster in the passing department. I think there was a couple times where there was some people side by side for a minute, which is cool, I guess. But yeah, I think that I'm actually, I'm. First of all, let me just say I'm ecstatic about this P2 finish, because as far back as I was in the field, at some points I did not think that was going to happen due to not being able to pass anyone. But yeah, it was. I'm gonna put this race straight behind me and look forward to next week. You know.
Now let's talk about next week, of course. Interested couple of weeks on the schedule coming up. First of all, Portland in a race I know a lot of people are excited for, and then Eldora the week after. Two very unfamiliar venues to a lot of drivers in these trucks. So, how are you feeling about those two?
Portland, I'm a road course person. I like road courses. I dislike Portland to like the fullest that I can, believe it or not. I think that it's comparable to like the junkyard that I have down the street. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to Portland. I don't think. I think that I'm just gonna try to chill out and keep the truck on track, and hopefully get a decent finish for some points. And that's pretty much what that's pretty much my goal there. Is get some points, finish decent, and not wreck the truck. And I'm very excited for the end of the race to hit the massive jump that's there.
Wait, there's a jump at Portland?
Oh yeah, like right after the first chicane. Right after the little chicane thing, if you just like blow the chicane, you can like hit the curb and then bounce off of like the little hill over that fence. It's kind of nice. It's fun to do.
I'm gonna have to try that next time.
The truck.
Let's try it next time I go, because I know the dread strips there, and going all the way down to the barrier at turn 3 is one thing, but that is well, keep cameras on post race and see how that one goes, I guess. But
yeah,
anything you want to say?
I'm doing that. I swear to God, last lap, I'm doing that.
Okay. There's anything you want to say to the fans at home after this one? Congratulations on the P2 finish here at Nashville.
Thank you guys. Yeah, I just want to thank my teammates Radius. I think Kruger put up a practice session. Just want to thank those guys for being willing to put up practice sessions and stuff, and put some laps in and talk about pit strategy and things like that. Had some unfortunate events happen tonight. Hopefully everybody sleeps it off. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Thanks to you guys the most for broadcasting it, and I am super ready to watch everybody in a train on the racetrack, specifically.
Well, we'll see you next time out at Portland. Make sure to give us a show there in turn 2.
Okay, thank you.
And it looks like our winner is not available for interview tonight, so that might do it here, Josh.
Yeah, well, sad we're not going to talk to the race winner, but It was a great win from Justin Rand. Nonetheless, was able to be in the right place, right time, and claim the victory. So, we've had a lot of action on JCTV this week, and a lot more to come next week. So much racing still going on for you to follow. But really, before we get any further, talking about this race, 3 cautions all in all at a track that I think is pretty tough to drive. These guys did a great job overall, and I'm not really sure what else I can say. Just it was a pretty good show.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of side-by-side action. I know there was a lot of frustration about how tricky it was to get a move done, but we did see drivers made some really good moves when they engineered at Tristan. I mean, cut through about 3 trucks in as many laps to get up into second place in that final run. It's just about picking the moments, and I think there was definitely a lot to watch. Maybe not all of it for the right reasons, but I think a lot of it was.
Yeah, and next week we head to road course. As mentioned, it is going to be Portland. Actually, let's go ahead and take a look at the upcoming schedule, and you see next week at Portland. The week after that, it's going to be Eldora. It's going to be a fun race. The first time these guys have raced on dirt. And then Michigan, August 9th, which I've already told everybody, I want to race that one because in the previous seasons, I've not missed a race at Michigan. And I want to continue that trend of making a start at Michigan, my home track that I live 20 minutes away from. But nonetheless, I mean, still a lot of awesome tracks coming up. And to finish out the regular season with 2 Talladega races, October 4th. Still a long time till we get to that, but I'm looking forward to this upcoming schedule season, really, as it just plays out. But I think that's going to do it from us here at JCTV. Thanks to all the drivers, the fans, and the admins for making this possible. And on behalf of the entire outstanding crew, JCTV and Olivia Hayward, I'm Joshua Copperl, signing off, saying so long, stay safe, and we will see you next time. Take care.